And my next guest is a numbers guy. Please welcome to the show America's accountant, Dan Geltrude. Dan, those really aren't that great of numbers, and especially when they told us that everybody wants an electric vehicle. What's going on?
Well, to start with, nobody puts anything on sale, Scott, unless they have to, right? So right off the bat, EVs, particularly Tesla, dropping prices dramatically. It's because they're not moving. So what does that say? Is it saying that Americans simply don't want to spend that much, or are EVs just not that popular? Hard to say, but time will prove it out. Now, as far as the delinquencies go on car payments, now that's something that's really significant. Although the numbers themselves overall are not that large, as you pointed out, it's the trend, Scott. You know, year over year, over 20% increase in delinquencies at 60 days past due. That's saying something. That's saying that people are being squeezed financially. Those household budgets are being squeezed. And what they're saying is, I got to make some decisions about what bills I'm going to pay, and I'm going to put off the car payment for as long as I can before I lose it.
I get so many people that try to tell me that the economy is doing well. You've seen some of the shows that I've seen. But when I hear stuff like this, Dan, and then you then wrap around that the fact that the credit cards at all-time record high, credit card balances at all-time record highs, savings at all-time record lows, we can't be doing that well. We just can't be. And all I say to that is, it's only a matter of time. What do you say?
Well, Scott, you know, there's an interesting phenomenon here related to perhaps the generations. And what we're seeing, because demand seems to stay high, is people have access to loans and to taking on debt. Sound familiar, Washington, D.C.? And as if the bills are never going to become due. And maybe they're not. Like
right.
Student loan debt being forgiven. So we have to look here at an attitude of perhaps people saying, listen, I'm just going to buy the stuff I want, and then I'm just going to take it out on credit cards or whatever, and it's a devil may care. Listen, Scott, maybe they have it right if they don't have to pay it back.
Well, and yeah, right, that's true, too. I mean, that's something that wouldn't have entered our minds even 5 years ago, but now it's somehow a thing, which is very disappointing to me that we even debate the thing, not that it's actually in front of the Supreme Court. I think that's the biggest joke of all time, but that's a whole nother show. I mean, another question to you is this: isn't this the way of the future? Isn't this what everybody's been supposed to be pushed over towards, is these electric vehicles? And they're the ones that are having to cut prices. They're the ones that are trying to move stuff off the lot. And I also was under the impression, and maybe if I'm wrong, Dan, please correct me, that we were getting subsidies to buy these cars on top of it.
Yes, federal and state subsidies to buy the cars, the EVs. So what is going on here? And not only that, look, the EVs are getting a lot more help than just that from the government. You got California and now New Jersey saying, listen, in however many years in New Jersey, it's 2035, no more fuel-powered or fossil fuel-powered vehicles to be sold in New Jersey. What? Well, if you believe that's going to happen, then you better get used to driving an EV. So the question is, why aren't you doing that? Well, you can't afford it, you don't want it, whatever the case is. But the EV market has every advantage to be selling cars, and the fact that they're going at a discount says a lot about what's going on and in the economy and with energy.
Exactly right. We had some folks into the newsroom. There's a big convention in Nashville this week with rural electric co-ops, right? And they did a study. They released a study last week. I did it on this show. But if they really want to redo their infrastructure out there to be able to handle all the demand that's being put on their electric grid, they're not getting any chance to expand. That's the problem, right? And so in order to do that, it would cost, depending on how many cars go through their area, between $1,500 and $6,000 per car. And that's prohibitive. They just don't have the money to do that. So they're being constrained by regulations to look after their constituents and or any visitors that come into town to try to put electricity in all these vehicles that we're being mandated to have by 2035. Yet those poor folks don't even have rural broadband yet. I don't know what's going on.
Scott, listen, here's the truth of the matter. We simply don't have the infrastructure for what all these states are planning to do. So everybody plugs in at the same time, and you know what? Everybody goes dark at the same time. It makes no sense.
We're going dark just like the producer told me to go dark right now. All right. Thank you very much, Dan Geltrude. Ashley wants us to go.